I'm shaking like a leaf. That's pathetic. This is what happens with children. Children have nightmares after they see a scary film. I'm not a child. I'm I'm really scared. I'm really scared right now. The first time I watched The Witch, I I wasn't really impressed with it. You know, I didn't see a whole lot there. I randomly today found myself with the desire to watch it again. And yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is so weird. This is so bizarre. I want to give you like a very authentic, very genuine, visceral reaction to the film. I watched it today, and I fell asleep like directly after. First of all, a completely different experience. I I think the film's masterful, but beyond that, when I was sleeping, I had a nightmare. Of course, nightmares are common. Everyone has nightmares. Everyone dreams. Um, I haven't had a nightmare about a movie, about a film, and I don't know, since I was a child. I dreamt that I was in the woods. I grew up in New England, very very rural Vermont. I grew up in the woods. In my dream, I was kind of back there, kind of confined to the wood. There was something wrong with my throat. There was a bleeding apple stuck inside of my throat. I was being stalked by by a witch. Um, Really, when it comes to dreams, you can remember certain images. What you remember most, in my experience, is the vibe, is the aesthetic, and it was dread. There was so much dread, so much paranoia. Um, I was mesmerized by my own nightmare, and I haven't been this scared to death upon waking up in so long. Uh, I felt like I was being punished inside of my dream. The witch, there were kind of grossly erotic overtones of my dream, like there are in this film. Uh, I felt like I was being punished, and I felt like I deserved it. Um, and I felt like the base primal, um, when you break everything, that I was. It was about desire. It was a very psychosexual kind of dream, and it's not difficult for me to articulate because I can't describe it. It's difficult for me to describe because it felt so real. But it was all, it was as if Robert Eggers directed my dream, because it was told with his language, with his shot compositions. And Thomason was in my dream. William was in my dream, but primarily Thomason was there. Anya Taylor-Joy's character was present in my dream. And I believe she was directly involved in trying to terrorize me. This is a horrifying film. It truly is. I think that good horror films are puritanical, good horror films are problematic, and great horror films are about punishing people who sin. Because horror speaks to that part of us, that that part of us that believes that we're ugly people. You know, that's exactly what I think good horror does. And The Witch definitely speaks to that incredibly postmodern part of ourselves. Of course, compositionally, it has much more in common with an Ingmar Bergman than with any of the great postmodernists. But the way it deliberately punishes its audience, not many films can do that. Not many films even attempt to do that. Last time it was done this well, Kubrick did it, and it was an anti-horror movie. This is pure horror. And it got to me. Film lovers are sick people. The films that we watch, they inform the ethos. They inform us individually, and they make us sick. They make us diseased. And then through horror films, they punish you for it. So film creates the sickness. Then film diagnoses it as a deformity, as a social, sexual, or all-around sinful deformity. And then what film does is it punishes you for having the problem, for having the disease that it itself gave you. Film punishes you for being sick, and film makes you sicker and sicker and sicker, because that's the power of cinema. Robert Eggers is he made an absurdly good film. He made one of the most masterful films of the 2010s. Yeah, this doesn't happen to me. I can't remember the last time I got a nightmare because I saw a scary movie. This was a true and deep and mortifying and, incredibly personal, intimate nightmare. I'm not comfortable with that. The Witch, by virtue of that accomplishment, has to be one of my favorite movies ever. This channel is called Film Lovers Are Sick People. The Witch punishes us because film lovers are not only sick, film lovers are guilty. There's obviously a liberating quality to The Witch, but it's demonic, it's satanic. It's as if you're finding liberation in a personal holocaust and a contest of misery, in something completely grotesque and gruesome. So even salvation is really damnation. That you're sick and you're guilty, and soon you're dead. The Witch. I'm stunned. More importantly than that, I'm horrified. There's so much terror in this film. There's so much beauty in this film. I think there's a lot of Bergman qualities. There's a lot more Kubrickian ones. It's a film that says an awful lot about an awful lot of different things. About history, about femininity, about eroticism, about betrayal and paranoia, about religion, about beauty as a Gothic deformity in the New World, in New England. I'm absolutely mesmerized by this film. I'm like, oh, dude. Yeah, this one fucked me up. This one really fucked me up. I have to watch it again and again. I have to figure out how Robert Eggers did it. I don't think I liked it before, or I wasn't too impressed with it before, because I was innocent then. I've been going through a lot lately. And I don't like a lot of who I am right now. A lot of what I've done recently deserves punishment. I deserve hell. When I first watched The Witch, I was pretty content. I was in a good place. I'm not in a good place anymore. I'm in a really bad one. And the witch saw that I was vulnerable, it saw that I was wounded, and Robert Eggers. Robert Eggers punished me for it. The Witch. Beautiful performances all around. Beautifully composed. The sound design is unreal. It's ornate. It's all just the definition of cinematic beauty in the 2010s. And it's mesmerized me. And now I'm scared. I'm really scared to go back to sleep. I'm scared of the witch.